You will have issues raising its head from time to time. Issues like xenophobia, issues like sexism, issues like patriarchal attitudes. While it is, now when I say patriarchal attitudes, I'm talking about a world where there is an assumption that men are the natural leaders, you know, even if you look at a religion, for example, and that women have very specific roles, and that in some way, to be a good woman, you have to be good at the role assigned to you.
We are facing gender-based violence every day. In every circumstances, there is a gender-based violence. Even us here in the CHW, we still experience the gender-based violence, whereby it's difficult for us to go to the field, to the very same community that we are working in. As a woman, you feel afraid to go alone because you don't know what's going to happen there to you. You're gonna get to the household where there's thugs and everything, you're gonna get raped, you're gonna get beaten and everything. Sometimes we even feel that if you go to the household, you've been undermined by the community members saying, you as a woman, what is it that you're going to say to us? So we face gender-based violence in every day of our lives. But here in the organization, we came up with those issues and try to get with how are we going to deal with these issues of gender-based violence, whereby we are facing it every day. It's a thing like we are living with it.
The burning issues that we have as a woman, firstly, we're not safe outside there. They kill us, and also we're not safe even inside the house. When you are not working, you depend on someone who's bringing something, put food on the table. So sometimes you stay in that, let's say in relationship, you stay in that relationship, whereas that is not nice, and you struggle how to move out because of this one is feeding you.
They said that not a lot of men wants to stand under the command of another woman, you know, so you have that dynamic also. So we needed to then learn as an organization, how do you capitalize on the different levels of active support?
Ek het nog nie seksisme in onze werkplek ervaar nie, maar dit is iets wat common is wat in ander werkplekke voorkom. Byvoorbeeld soos onze collega's en onze colleagues in die union het al so experience gehad waar hulle gebetats word en waar daar video's gevat word of foto's gevat word wanneer hulle buk in die werkplek of sulke goed is. Dit is goed wat voorkom in ander werkplekke.
Those comrades need to be put straight immediately, especially when it comes to sexual harassment. Not just sexism, but sexual harassment, you know, where I can touch your leg or something. Those things must not be tolerated at all. That calls for immediate, as far as I'm concerned. You know, if you don't know how to respect your comrade, you must go. You must go.
The other thing in the organization, we said you are not going to be a member of the forum while we know that you are abusive within your home, you are abusing your own children, you are abusing your own wife at home, and within the community. If you are a man in the forum and you are so abusive to these issues that are affecting the women, we must not hear about it. We must not get a proof about it because of we are not going to be a member of the forum. It's also in the constitution that we are going to cancel that membership. Even if you didn't practice the gender-based violence within the organization, but you are doing it outside, we are not taking it as an organization.
So we've always had a bias towards building women's leadership. In terms of the work, it's our women that does the work. But when it comes to who are your chairpersons and your media and whatever persons, then it would be your men talking. And that is also why BDF is formed in the way that it is. You must understand that there's various community development fora. We're saying these fora are normally dominated by men and by business, people with business interests. And that person doesn't even live in the area, and they would be talking on behalf of people in that area. And we said that if you want to be a part of this development forum, you have to live on our streets. A lot of people didn't like that because people want to come in. If you're doing good work, they want to, can I do something? Or they want to be the spokespersons and get the glory of the work that our women are normally doing on our streets.
I remember the other time in that feminist workshop, we exchanged the chores, saying, today the men are going to the kitchen and to cook for us. We as women, we are going to sit here in the workshop and discuss our issues. We are expecting men to to go to the kitchen and cook for us and bring food for us, and after that take the dishes and back to the kitchen and wash them. So it's in that way we want the men to engage, to be part of this feminist workshop, to understand the issues of the women.
In our organization, as I've said, we prioritize with women. So they've already adjusted that if ever a woman raises a point, they have to support and respect whoever that come up with a point. And at Munye Workers Forum, we also have workshop where we learn being educated in everything, and then we also given a chance for those who never get a chance to go to school of learning about how to use computer, how to train in everything. Whenever there is a meeting or workshop, there is someone who will be taking care of children for those who will come with their children.
In our organization, in Sofa Sonke, when women are outspoken, we celebrate. We clap hands, we stamp our feet, we get happy because we know our comrades and we know that what they have to say and what they have to do is very valuable. So, no, we celebrate.
And if there are materials and if there are materials available, whose language is it in? Right? Is it accessible in our people's language? And now I'm not saying is it Xhosa, Afrikaans, English, whatever. What language, what is the jargon that's being used, the discourse that's being used? Is it over our people's heads or is it their language? There's not a lot out there for us that's speaking to us. Why aren't there sufficient resources available for our women to teach and train themselves?
Werkswinkels. Want dis die enigste manier hoe ons mos nog kan om 'n leader te kan raak mos nog. Jy moet leer, ons moet leer. Soos Gesabo maak voorsiening vir leer sodat ons kan leer. Werkswinkels, opportunities gaan ons mos nog na plekke toe sodat ons kan dinge se. Kyk, daar word mos nog vir ons gevoorsien van vervoer. Hulle reël mos nog voor die tyd sodat jy ook mos nog, kyk ons het ook kinders, huise en goedes. So hulle voor die tyd sal hulle vir ons sê kyk daar kom 'n werkswinkel af Soos daar's vervoer beskikbaar, daar's akkommodasie beskikbaar, daar's voedsel beskikbaar. Soos nie, hulle sien quite wel na hulle mense, sodat hulle mense by plekke kan uitkom. Ons kinders kan saam met ons gaan. Hulle word ge-included saam met ons, sodat veral as daar nie iemand is wat ons kinders kan kykie, dan kan die kind mos nou saam met ons kom.
Here at Simonye Workers Forum, we also have a Simonye Women's Workers Forum, where it's only women who attend the meeting. We decided to start a Simonye Women's Workers Forum because of most of the time, whenever we are on a general meeting, we find that most women does not participate. And then it's very rare to find a woman to raise a point in front of everyone. So we decided, how about we can have something that we can only find women meet on our safe space. So on that meeting, mostly the women will be sharing the issues such as bad treatment at the workplace, and then such as harassment at the workplace. And then we realized that if it's difficult here at the general meeting, that means even at the workplace, they are doing the same. It's difficult for them to stand up for themselves. So we decide, how about we start a space whereby it's only women, and then that's where Simonye Women's Workers Forum started.
CHW work, it's mostly done by women. In the clinics, it's mostly done by the women. You can find lesser males being the CHWs. So Forum decided to have the power of the women, that here in the Forum we are going to make 75-25. We are giving the women power of 75% while the men are getting 25%. The constitution of the Forum, it says it must not be led by a man. For us to say we don't want this thing of women, there's a job that the women they can't do. You can see in other organizations or other companies, women are just secretaries taking notes while the boss is the man. So we said here in the Forum, we are not going to work like that. The secretaries will be the men, and then the chairperson and the deputy chair is going to be led by the Forum. Even if we elect from the clinics, we told them that we want the women to be in power.
In our organization, the way we operate, I would say that is a safe space in the sense that you can say what you want. A safe space would constitute a place where a woman can raise any issue that she wants to and be heard, and for other people to support that. I'd be scared that strong women say, I can only be strong in and amongst women comrades. I'd be very scared about things like that happening. I think women must feel safe and in general meetings. Because one thing about the struggle of the working class, unless women and men are united actually, working class men and women are united, it's like fighting with the blindfold and one arm tied behind your back. So we must be careful that we don't take away the ability also of women to be able to stand up in a meeting and to say, but comrade, you are wrong. And to be able to fight in an open meeting. And again, when I say fight, I am not talking about moermekaar. I am talking at the level of ideas.
We won't be moved landed by the rivers. More power to our rubber sisters, naturals and caregivers. Sizimbe wezimiliselo zaluqilima nebinqothelo zingafika sinophuphuteka nomsinga dala sebenzela ilize kwanele ewe kufanele inyani sithethe